Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christopher Stevens. Today I'm going to be doing a presentation on Boys in the Hood. This is for my class, and I hope you guys enjoy. I pray that the lighting is good and that you guys can hear me well. What if you were to grow up? What if where you grow up has a bigger impact on your future than the choices you make? Boys in the Hood asks that question by showing how violence, poverty, and racism has shaped people's lives. Even though the film is over 30 years old, the message is still relevant today. I hope you guys can see. I'm going to also upload the presentation to the assignment. Boys in the Hood was released in 1991 and directed by John Singleton, who became the youngest person and the first black filmmaker to be nominated for the Academy Awards for Best Director. The movie takes place in South Central Los Angeles and follows Trent Styles, his father Furious Styles, Ricky Baker, and Doughboy. As they grow up in a neighborhood affected by gangs, violence, and limited opportunities throughout the film, Trey tries to make positive choices while watching the people around him struggle with the environment that they live in. Here's a nice picture of John. So, why is it pioneering? This film was groundbreaking because it gave audience an honest look at life in South Central Los Angeles from black perspectives. You know, if you think about it, growing up, a lot of shows that we have didn't really show the reality of what's really going on. And this is the type of movie that shows the actual reality of what's going on in day-to-day time. And still to this day, a lot of us are still battling, as being, black people, and also just kind of fighting the battle of race. Still, I honestly still feel like segregation is still a real thing. So this is just another kind of like background. Let me finish going. It shows black families as complex, loving, and resilient, while also addressing real issues like racism, police harassment, gang violence, and economic equality. The success of Boys in the Hood helped open doors for many black filmmakers and stories in Hollywood. It proved that films about black communities could be powerful, successful, and culturally important. So the key theme. One of the biggest themes in the movie is how the environment influences people's lives. We see how different choices families support, communities, and all affect each other's character's future. This connects to the media concept of representation because the film challenges stereotypes by presenting black characters as real people with hopes, fears, struggles, and strengths. It encouraged viewers to think critically about social systems that shape people's lives instead of blaming individuals alone. And to close out, this is just a little, like a quick script. It says, representation matters because stories shape how we see the world. Boys in the Hood remains one of the most important films because of the issues it discusses and still is happening today. It reminds us that representation in media matters, and it shows how films can educate audiences while telling meaningful stories. That's why it should be considered one of the most influential films of black cinema still to this day. I want to say thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I hope you all enjoyed